Hey everybody, today we're going to be going over The Blessing by Kari Jobe, and I'm going to do this song in the key of B. So the song's actually pretty simple. There's only really 4 chords in it. So it's a B, a G sharp minor, F sharp minor, and an E. So typically I'll play it, the B in the first inversion, the E in the root chord, and then the F sharp and the G sharp minor in the second inversion, just because they kind of flow well together and there's not a lot of hand movement between those chords. So that's typically the way I do it. And as I go through the song, I'm going to add a couple slash chords and some fillers and some things like that to kind of show you how to enhance the song. Have you ever wanted to learn how to play your favorite worship songs on piano? Well, I have something that's perfect for you. It's called Worship Piano Academy. It's an online space to help people of all skill levels learn to play worship piano exactly like the pros do. It's packed full of simple techniques that are easy to follow and tailored specifically for worship piano players. If you're brand new to piano, we have all the basic lessons to get you on track. If you've been playing for a while, we have tons of advanced lessons and tips for you too. So check out worshippianoacademy.com. So the intro kind of starts off like this. So it's a B, and goes to the E, and I add the 2 in there, and then that's a 1/3. Into the verse. And so I did a lot there. So here's your B chord. And a lot of times when I do the bass note, I hit octave bass notes, and then a lot of times I'll add that 5th note in there. So if you're in the key of B, you just count the 5th note in the B major scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I add that with that B note. Especially on these lower chords, it can make it sound real full. And then I do a little walk down to the E. Again, I'm hitting my octaves with the 5th. And here's your E chord, and I add that 2 note in there. And then a 1/3, that's a B over a D sharp. And again, I add that 5th note in there. And that's an F sharp sus4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I add that with the 3rd. When it goes to the 6th minor, which is the G sharp minor, I do a G sharp minor 7. Another way to think about it is a B chord over a G sharp bass. That's an E major 7. So here's your E chord, and you add that 7 note. So in the E major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's your 7 note. Right there. Oops, I forget how I got there. There we go. And so that's a B over D sharp, and I add a 2 on that B. That F sharp sus4. Resolve it to the 1, and I go to the sus4, and it brings it into the verse, the first part of the verse. The Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. And then it repeats that verse. Lord bless you and keep you. So I add a 2 right here, so it's a B over D sharp. And I add that 5th in there, and then I add the 2. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Lord turn his. And then you can kind of follow that melody line, face toward you. So you can like face toward you and it sets you right up to that next chord. And give you peace. And then it goes into the chorus, which is Amen, Amen, Amen. And you kind of can add rhythm as it goes through there. Amen, Amen. And all I'm doing there is just adding rhythm. Resolve it. Back to the verse. Da, 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 da. So it kind of repeats that. So you can see how when there's only 4 chords, there's a lot of stuff that you can do by adding 2s, by adding rhythm, adding 7 notes in there, sus2s there, sus4s, resolving it, you know, kind of following the melody line. So just kind of a couple ways you can think about expanding on a typical chord progression that, you know, would otherwise be 1, 4, 6, 5. So, and then it goes to the bridge, and it's the same 4 chords, 6 to 4 to 1/3 to 5, and we'll kind of go through this and see how you can add some rhythm and add maybe a couple of other passing chords. So, may His favor be upon you and 1,000 generations, and your family, and your children, and the children, and the children. Go before you, and behind you, and beside you, all around you. He is with you, He is with you. And so as it goes through these bridges, it's building more, and the band's kind of building with it. So here, there's the 2. You can add So one thing I like to do, if you put your hand in the octave position on that one note, so the song's in the key of B, and so if my octave, I'm playing the B octaves right here, it opens up my other fingers to be able to do a lot of rhythm patterns and things like that that just sounds really cool. So one of the things, hit the 5 note, and then your 4 fingers right there to hit that 7, and you can kind of create a rhythm pattern between these 1s, the 5, and the 7. Up or go up and down. You can kind of choose which way you want to do it. And then when you go to the 5 chord, which would be your F sharp, your hand's already there. So all you have to do is move your thumb up an octave and you're already right there to do rhythm on that next chord. And when you go to the G sharp minor, you can put your hands back to this 1 position and do the same rhythm pattern. Go to the 4, which is your E, you're kind of already there too, and you can do the same thing, or you can switch it and do 1, 5, and then add the 4 in there. Or go back and forth. So kind of something to think about in practice is just your hand's already right there. And if you keep your fingers in that octave position, it lets your other 3 fingers kind of be able to play some rhythm patterns in between there, which can really build dynamics as you're going along in the song. So that's pretty much the whole song. It just repeats that bridge, and then it goes back to the chorus. Amen, 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 amen. So that's a 1, and then sometimes you can go over the 1 over 3. Amen, amen, amen. So that's the 1 over 3. Amen. So that's another part where you're doing octaves on the 5 note, and then your second finger is on the 1. So instead of doing octaves on the 1 and your second finger on the 5, you kind of jump up in inversion where your octaves are on the 5 and your second finger's on the 1 note. And you can do the same kind of rhythm patterns. So actually, we can even apply that in the bridge. Let's try that. So instead of that, and then let's jump up. So hopefully that gives you a better idea of how you can take a simple song that really only has 4 chords, and you can add suspended chords, you can add slash chords and passing chords, and add some rhythm to really build dynamics throughout that song. So hope that helps.